Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great day today. It's Friday. It's a little bit rainy up here in New York, but I'm sure we're going to have a great day anyway. I hope you have a good weekend lined up, lots of showings. If you are not one of my real estate friends, I hope you get to spend lots of time in the pool or lots of time with friends and family. I know that small gatherings are going on, nothing big, but hopefully you're getting some time to yourself and some time to spend just enjoying yourself and doing what is great. Now, yesterday in my office meeting, we talked about implicit bias. Implicit bias is the bias that we all grew up with. It's not quite racism, it's just dealing with people differently based on how they look and how our internal biases are. So, yes, it does fall under racism, but it's not even something we're consciously aware of a lot of times. Many people act with implicit bias, really not even realizing it, thinking they're doing the right thing, thinking they're talking to people correctly, and then can't understand why people get upset. I know a lot of this feels overwhelming for many of us. And it feels overwhelming that we are having to change the way we deal with people, whether it's based on their sexual preference, sexual orientation, sexual identification, whether it's based on their race, religion, ethnicity. Doesn't really matter. We have to learn to treat people the same while recognizing that there are differences. Differences are what make us great. I had a neighbor across the street from me when we first moved into our first home who happened to be Indian, and I learned to cook a great curry from him, and we had great stories from him. And his wife happened to be Italian. She was American Italian, but she had family in Italy. And we learned great stories from her too. So differences can be a good thing. Having your kids grow up with different cultures around is a good thing. They learn to look at other people in the same way, respect people, regardless of how they look, how they act, how they grew up, what their ethnicity is. My daughter is going to be much better than I am with all of the implicit bias. I truly believe that. She is in an age where discrimination is really, really not considered even a good thing. Where when we grew up in the 80s, it was still considered not a good thing, but the older generation, they're a little racist. And that's just them. But they're the greatest generation ever. And that really was the case, and that's what we grew up with, and that's what we internalized. So even when we believe we're acting in the best interest of somebody else or acting fairly with somebody, we have to be careful. So I just ask you to go and reflect on what you've done, how you react to people, how you act. We all know we're going to have our own internal biases and implicit biases, and that's okay as long as we recognize them and work with them, work around them. Go out today, find something great, find something beautiful, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.